Welcome to Mumbles Community Council, 14th of October, monthly meeting of council. And first, could I have apologies for absence? I've had one from Councillor Richard Jarvis. Is there any others?
Yes, Councillor David Lewis also able to join us, but it wasn't sufficiently good enough, I'm afraid.
To declarations of interest.
Well, before we start, could I request that we move item 15 up to before the closed session?
It's in between 12 and
So
13.
between 10 and 11.
Yeah, obviously we've, just for the people online who anyone's watching or listening, we've spoken about this and it was in closed session, but I don't think there's any need for it to be. So as long as everyone else is in agreement with that, then I'm happy with that.
Lovely, thank you.
So yeah, we'll move that to item 13. So, cool. Okay, any declarations of interest?
Thank you.
Thanks.
Okay.
Just my regular declaration of being a city councillor as well as a community councillor, so a couple of but yeah, conflict will come up. Definitely the Castlewood House.
Yeah, same for me.
Yeah, okay. And Francesca and myself, yeah, because the again, just for transparency, the paths which are based in Oystermouth and some in West Cross is accessing a Swansea Council budget. So yeah, we'll all do the forms for those. Okay. No other declaration of interest. Moving on to public participation. This is obviously the part of the agenda where members of the public can come in and make representations. This must be related to the agenda. So I can see someone from a member of the public. So if you would like to ask a question.
Okay, I wasn't sure whether you'd received my question or not, Chair.
I haven't received it.
Okay, I submitted it about 5 o'clock, so
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
sorry, I must have missed that.
Okay, as a resident of Mumbles, I request that councillors MCC publicly condemn Councillor O'Brien's behaviour in organising a public meeting in Mayhill, where unfounded and anti-Islamic statements designed to sow disharmony in the community were promulgated.
Okay, can I just jump in here? This doesn't look like it's part of the agenda. If there is a question, if I could ask you to kindly unpoliticise it and ask a question related to the agenda.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll try this one. I asked that MCC investigates whether their code of conduct has been breached in this matter.
Okay, I'm not at liberty to answer or return any questions to that. So if you want to submit maybe a question.
I'm prepared to submit a question. I just thought I'd come and raise it, see if I could raise it here, because I think it is something of concern to the wider public in Mumbles.
Okay. No, sorry, Francesca. No, I don't want to. I think I understand that obviously people have different political affiliations. People obviously have quite legitimate questions. They like to ask the question at different times. However, Mumbles Community Council, in my opinion, has always been about bins and benches, and let's try to all work in harmony. And if there is some thing that has been breached, then there is a ombudsman inquiry to go down on that. Rebecca, as long as it's related to the agenda, then or anything that's just.
Community Council did sign a pledge to the City of Sanctuary vision. So we're not just about bins and benches. We have also undertaken to be a place of welcome and inclusion.
Yes. Yeah. Sorry. I obviously what I meant by that statement was not quite bins and benches. Okay.
Chair, sorry.
Okay.
I looked for the code of conduct. I couldn't see it online. Is it available to the public, please?
It should be on the website. It should be on the website. Yeah. So apologies for that. And Paul, I can see is.
It should also be available on the One Voice Wales website as well.
Okay, I didn't look there for Mumbles once, but okay,
Yeah.
thank you.
The Mumbles one isn't on the One Voice Wales website. The model.
Okay, guys. All right. Okay.
If it's available, I would like a copy.
Thank you. And if you do want to submit a question to the clerk,
I do want to
more
submit.
than happily get back to you, and I'll obviously respond as well. So
I'm
okay.
going to do that. I'm sure you will have to.
Thanks very much.
Thanks very much. Yeah.
Just
I suppose if the person on the screen does want to ask a question, they can raise their hand, which is the indication to do so. I can't see them doing that. So, yes, there's a Jen there, but,
G.
G, is it? Sorry. If they do want to raise that, that's, they could raise their hand. So, okay, there's nothing that's been brought up, which is part of the agenda, which is what public participation is for. So moving on to item 4, to approve the minutes for full council meeting held on the 20th of May 2025 through Act. So I know Act. So does anyone have anything to add to that?
Sorry, did I have a question about? Only to which I have not these minutes. This is the May minutes we're looking at first, is it?
No, sorry, it is I thought the main one was second. Yeah, you were. Yeah, this was.
Really on the second.
Yeah, sorry, this was Rob spotted something in the last, last time we were signing these off, and this is why this has rolled onto this one. So it's been so there's nothing on those. We'll.
The May ones are we on about?
Yes, the main one.
Sorry, I need to go back to that to check.
Wait a minute. Or
Yes, please.
Yeah.
Yes, sorry, on the September one.
Okay, just Rob's just looking at the May one, so we'll just give him a minute to have a look, because I know he was going to raise something. I know it's been changed, but can't really accept it at once, to be honest. Okay. It's hard, yeah.
That's the best we can do. I suppose while we're in open session, we could have the door open. A little bit.
Okay,
I think there's anyone in the hall.
if there's Bobby,
It's not actually on that, Will.
what, sorry?
Change of title.
Change of title.
Yeah, the clerk's change of title.
Oh, that wasn't on, that wasn't what we were discussing, that wasn't the minute change that you requested.
What about
I can't remember, it was something, no, it wasn't that either, it was something else. I tell you what, let's push this on, sorry, the May minutes, let's just push that on to the next meeting, sorry. There's obviously something in there that was changed and no one can remember what it was, so.
There are 2 other sets of minutes which were deferred for I think special meetings in June, which I didn't put on the agenda this time because it said any changes to begin to carry, so I wasn't certain whether she had any changes. So they're going to be held over to next month, but these can be as well.
Okay. All right, so sorry, we'll roll those over. So item number 5, Carrie, I know you got a question about those.
Yeah, there was one minor thing which Ian, thank you, has changed, which was just an incorrect spelling of his name.
Yeah.
That has now been corrected, but the second one is regarding the washing house paths. The figure quoted was an additional 10,000, but very kindly, someone has increased it, that we should recommend it being increased by 15,000.
I think it's because it's an additional 10 plus 5, that's.
Yeah. No, because there was 10 already.
Yeah, so it should be an additional 10, basically.
Item 12. Which
Unless
recommendation.
unless you're
It's a
one of the-
recommendation from Environmental Committee, but yes, we would be more than happy for it to be left as an extra 15.
Okay, so they won't marry up to the budget, they will obviously. So Paul, the recommendation here in item 12 on the minutes is that that's changed from 15 to 12.
No, to 10.
Sorry.
So it matches the narrative.
Very generous.
Okay. So everyone's in agreement on that, so that can be changed, okay? Apart from that, all those in favour? Okay, thank you. So moving on to the chair's report, I have to admit I forgot to do a chair's report. I had a very busy month because, as you know, I work as well. I've been working away a lot this month. But one thing I would like to say is that I represented the council at Fire Services Red Plaque unveiling in Southend Gardens for Alan Sharrett. Alan was sadly killed in on call in the fire engine. Ian, do you remember what year it was?
72.
1972. So the fire service are now with plaques for people who died in service all around the country, and it was really, really nice ceremony. And obviously Ian was in the fire service for a number of years, so he was there, and a lot of other firemen who live in the area, and a lot of people made the trip from far. There was a pipe player.
One killed, one had both legs amputated, the two that were in the back, they never been quite right after it.
So that, so obviously
Finished their career, I would add, but
so it was a very, very, very nice service, and I laid a wreath on behalf of the council for that one. Obviously, the only other updates really, we've got the Underhill consultant who will update everyone and members of the public will all get a chance to feed into how that facility looks long term, which is great. It's good to see on the agenda, obviously not counting any chickens, but the basketball and lighting for Underhill Park. Good to see us making progress on stuff that actually matters, because it is hard to get these projects resolved and move forward. So that's all I wanted to say. I will add a chair's report at some point, write it up, put it in. So okay, clerk's report. Paul, do you want to just take that on behalf of?
Yeah, obviously I didn't have because I was on holidays before Kay went away, so I didn't have a briefing on it. One thing I will mention though is before she went away, she did apply for grant funding under the Winter Wellbeing Scheme. And last week we received confirmation that we'd been approved £5,277. There was nothing for the Coast CYP or the Coast 50 Plus grants. I don't know what these are because I haven't seen the applications. We had 2227 for Swansea Spaces, 2150 for holiday food, and 900 for emergency food aid.
Okay.
The Swansea Spaces and the food aid must be spent by the 31st of March next year, and the holiday food by the 28th of February.
So is that to like more sort of?
It's the one hub
activity
of Swansea Spaces. And the cafe as well, isn't it? And the cafe for the food, holiday food was for if we run, activities over half term and things, it will enable us to provide food at the half term activities.
Which is fantastic news. So well done for applying for that. And so moving on to item number 8. Yeah.
I know people have been in to complain to the clerk about Councillor O'Brien's change of whatever it is. Is a record being kept of that? Are they being written to? What happens have they been in?
Issues along that line, we have to wait till Kerry's, which will be she's actually in. I think next Monday is her first proper day back.
I'll leave it to Ms. Wilkinson.
Okay, I think we can pick things like that up via an email with the clerk, and if you do want to bring it up, I think there's other channels to do that. Okay,
Yeah.
so thank you. Moving on to item number 8, which is the finance report. So you've all had that in your packs. So we can see with seconds.
Yes.
Okay, do you want to?
Yeah, the first one is there's a whole string of claims from Beverly Rogers, car parking, refreshments, 3 lots of refreshments. We had this conversation in July, and as far as I was aware, it was agreed that they can't just keep asking us to pay for refreshments.
Who is this person?
So why are we still being charged for car parking? Why do we have to pay for car parking?
Right, so with regards, I believe the clerk has agreed to car parking because the Wi-Fi wasn't working in this room. They tried to in the arts classroom. They tried to get Wi-Fi, couldn't get it. Then the lighthouse, as in not the actual lighthouse, the restaurant, the lighthouse. Agreed.
Fun to go to the lighthouse.
Stuck there, wouldn't you? So there's a function room upstairs, and the owners of the lighthouse have kindly donated the space every Monday morning to the group to meet there. They, I believe, give them free tea and coffee there. But the parking it was agreed by the clerk to be paid. With regard
Every month?
every week, that is
£30 a week.
No, this is not.
I think
Must be a month.
that must be a month. Yes,
I think it's £3 a day. That's £3 a time a day.
So £3, that should only be 12 months.
Yeah, I don't know how. Well,
So
she's sitting there.
30?
She's there for 3 hours, so I can't remember what the council
She's at.
above the lighthouse.
On the bridge, that thing.
Place the bay. The lighthouse, the restaurant.
She's doing it for.
Yeah, surely we can fix them.
We asked and tried to get it fixed, and it didn't materialise. So it went on, 6 weeks or so, but it never happened. So she went down there in the end.
So we can prove that it will continue to progress to have it fixed.
Yeah, and I think I will do that. You can do that. We will, as soon as that's fixed, then we don't have to have a reason to be down there. However, I think it's not unreasonable to pay for parking. I do agree that we shouldn't be paying for coffee shops and meetups totally, and that was discussed, as you say. I have spoken to Kerry because I did think this might come up, and I have spoken to Kerry about bringing forward a policy on meetings for not only subcontractors, which Bev is, but also for councillors, because, for example, sorry to pick on you, but if the culture committee are having a meeting about Mumbles Fest and, meeting rooms are full and, at the moment you might as well meet up the hub, and as long as people don't do it too regularly, personally, we got tea and coffee in here that they can help themselves to. Having a tea or coffee up the hub, in my opinion, is okay. Obviously this will come to council, it's not my decision at all, but I don't mind people, if they're meeting on council business, having a coffee at the hub.
So we can all arrange our meetings from now on up at the hub and have a nice coffee.
Well, this is exactly what we will discuss. I'm not going to discuss it now, but if Kerry circulates something, she can bring a report forward and then we can debate it at the next meeting, I think.
Most of us would never ever claim for that.
No, exactly.
And isn't that what we get the allowance for?
Yeah,
Bev doesn't know, and Bev's the one who's claimed, and I'm not.
she does get paid.
She does. I'm not defending it at all. Just to clarify, Rob.
Well, I mean, there's times when we have to go to site meetings, and Dan Langland is one example, and we're expected to pay out of our own pocket to park there, even though we are councillors and have been looked into about getting us access to that. City councillors have free parking for council sites, so I don't think we should be paying an employee who's getting paid car parking. Lots of people have to travel to work and pay to park, so I don't think you should be paying that.
Okay. Like I said, the clerks okayed that for now. These are retrospectively approved payments.
Don't we make the decision on that?
I mean, they've already been paid, so these are retrospective approval. So, I mean,
but shouldn't we have made the decision?
well, I mean, on the day-to-day basis of the amount of stuff here, your inbox will be, that's why the clerk has the power, the power to pay these bills, because in reality we can't go in the hub. I mean, the amount of stuff that's ordered in the hub, Dave.
Stand that.
So have they been told now that we're not going to buy them in tea and cakes?
I don't know the answer to that, but look, Paul, do you suggest a way forward here, because these are retrospective payments?
Yeah, these are ones which date back. I'm looking at the dates of one of those. One was the 4th of August. I don't know when this agreement was made. So I think if you want to make that decision now and get it minuted, then that's the decision made. Or you wait for Kerry to bring a report to next council, which you mentioned earlier, on what the policy should be for the council as a whole, rather than just for Story Mumble.
I think so personally, and also it's not in the agenda, so we can't really minute it.
Well, we can, because it's part of the finance report. We could just refuse to approve the finance report.
That would seem a little harsh.
Exactly.
And then, I think personally, I think we approve the. I mean, the other thing you could do is you could take the money out of her next payment of what was made in the teas. Coffees, but again,
No. Well,
yes, yes.
Paying for tea and coffee.
Okay, so Paul, how about this? Paul will make Bev aware that we do not make any meetings outside of this place. We can't claim for tea or coffee or anything like that, right? The parking's been okayed by the clerk, so that's a separate matter, but it can form part of this report that she brings back because it's everything. So so the parking at the moment is paid for because it's been signed off. So we'll bring a report, or the clerk will bring a report to council next month on all that stuff. And if anyone's got any questions.
Okay, I have two more questions.
Okay, is that food for the volunteers? Is that tea and coffee for the volunteers?
It's tea, coffee and biscuits,
For the
basically.
people who volunteer?
The volunteers, yes, the volunteers.
Yes, and people that she's met. So say someone's got a load of photos they want to put on, right? Then they bring them and they meet up in a coffee shop if these rooms are booked. So
Tea and coffee.
yeah, so that's
I disagree with what
no,
you said.
that's a good point. But maybe it's cheaper for us to force that meeting up to the hub because then we have so let's debate. And Phil, I know you've got an opinion on this, but let's debate that next month and not now. So if that's right.
This begs re-looking at volunteer groups and how when we have a community council volunteer group, how we support the volunteers.
Yeah.
And that was my point.
Okay, and
It's just, I think it adds up to about £11, doesn't it? These coffees. So
Yeah,
just for clarification, it's not like it's.
I think it's
Just a monthly.
it is a principal thing, and also what we don't want is to start lots of different groups getting, and it's Carrie, what the other two?
Why did we buy a flag from strangers? Could they not afford their own flag?
So Ian, do you want to come in there? For Ian's budget.
Oh, I see, right.
But it was a 75th.
So that's out of your councillor budget. Okay.
Yeah, so I could have explained that to you.
Yeah.
It was the 75-year anniversary, and I was approached about it. I thought it was a rather worthwhile thing to do.
That's a good big.
Looks good. Yes. Carrie, the next.
Yeah,
Flag poles there. Have a flag.
yeah, councillor O'Brien volunteer meeting, cakes.
Yeah, my councillor budget.
That's out of your own councillor budget.
Okay.
So the volunteers were
People in the community.
volunteering for all sorts. Do you know what they're
Would you need a list?
Are they? Well, yeah, would be useful.
do, do you?
Because we have volunteers,
Guys.
but I'm not aware of them with the.
Guys. Both of you, please. Both of you. Okay. So there was yeah. Okay.
Yes.
I think guys, if everyone please, I think it's if Francesca or yourself, Carrie, want to do an event and just invite specific people, you were quite within your rights to do that. So I don't think.
You just told us, which is factual. Thank you.
Thank you. And is it relevant to the?
Well, all I was going to say is as city councillors, it's something that we arrange, like everybody can, and the city councillors can arrange that at the Mansion House. It is open to do exactly the same for the volunteers thing.
Okay. Helen, I saw your hand up.
Oh no, I was just going to say, I was sent a flag by Mr. Flag once. He lives around the corner from me. Yes. Of the county of Gloucester. Well, a random package from Mr. Flag. County of Gloucester. Yes, but I phoned him. He didn't know I had been sent it, but I had.
Yeah, we can minute that, please. All right, everybody, call everyone back to order. Right, number 8. If we, the first recommendation is that payments made by the RFO on the 25th of September retrospectively approved. So all those in favour? Apart from obviously bringing up the things we've spoken about. Number 2, the bank transfers made between the council's bank accounts September 25 be retrospectively approved. All those in favour? 3, the budget monitoring report for August 25 is approved. All those in favour? Thank you. Okay, so moving on to council's remuneration policy. is this to be voted on, or is
Yeah,
this-
there's, everything that's in red in the report needs a decision made by council. Some of the, remuneration is mandatory, it's got to be paid. Like the extra cost of working from home, £156, and the, reimbursement for consumables. The only, decision that needs to be made on consumables is you have two options, either to pay members £52 a year, pound a week basically, or to reimburse for actual expenditure incurred. In the past, the £52 has been agreed. That's been a lot easier.
Okay, so with the red bits,
Yeah, we need to make a decision on the red bits, so 3.3 is the first one.
yeah, so you go through them individually.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So council is asked to decide whether the payment of £52 per councillor is to be made, or whether the full reimbursement of costs is to be made.
I would recommend flat £52.
Okay, I mean, I don't see any other proposals coming forward for the alternative, so all those in favour of the 52? Thank you.
Okay, the next one then is for senior roles within councils. It's mandated to pay £500 to one councillor, or it's discretionary for up to 7. In the past, the council has agreed to pay the chair of the 4 main committees. So you do then have an option of an extra 3 if council wants to do that. So what we're asking now is to confirm that the chairs of the committees will be eligible to receive the senior role payment of £500, and does council want to allocate the additional 3 senior role payments, and if they do, to whom?
Okay.
And may I make a comment?
Mhm.
I'm just aware that chairs are just swapping committees, so the same people are getting the £500 for 4 years running sometimes. Is that fair? I'm not interested in that.
Yeah, we've got a limit of 2 years being chair.
Yeah, but then if you just swap over to chair of a different company, you get another 2, and you get another 2 goes at the £500,
I suppose-
£2,000
Yeah,
altogether.
I suppose the role of the chair of the committee is, does involve more work, and that's what the remuneration is for. So as fair is a bit of a, hard word in this situation. Yeah, Martin, do you?
Yeah, I'd just like to come in on that. Something I know I've been pushing for, and something that we talked about before, is that as a council, we should be rotating these chairs and trying to bring on newer councillors and putting the newer councillors into these roles. So it is beholden on us as the council as to why this situation has occurred. Now, when it comes down to the remuneration for those roles, I can't see the fact that the people have been on over a number of times. That's on us as a council.
Yeah.
And if we want to change that, then we change that the next AGM when we vote other people into those chairs. But when it comes to the roles for those councils, it's the roles, not the people.
Yeah, I agree. Okay, so what, can you give me an example of what these other 3 roles would be? I mean, they're just flexible if the council wanted to.
It's whatever the council wishes to.
Okay, so if
allocate the payment to.
So if we had 7 committees, that would allow us to have, right, okay. So I personally, I think we should just stick to the 4. Yeah, it's 4, so. Yeah, there's no.
Agreed in the past.
Exactly, yeah. Okay, so all those in, sticking to that, thank you. And, do you want to take us through the?
Okay, yeah, travelling and subsistence, there's the option to pay travelling costs. It's got the amounts in the report. Councillors may also claim for car parking and tolls.
Okay.
And there's overnight approved duties. So if you're away, there's the amounts that you can claim if you're away. So it's councillors asked to confirm that the option to pay travelling and subsistence costs are to be approved, and those rates are fixed anyway. They're laid down. So if you agree, that's the amount that will be paid.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay, so is this over a certain amount of mileage?
It's 45p up to 10,000 miles, and then it drops down to 25p after 10. That's the only.
Yes, but
only thing.
don't think it'll be
It's
doing.
the HMRC
Yes.
cost, isn't
Yeah.
it? So they're fixed.
Okay. Any comments on those or? Those in favour? Yeah. And 6.3?
There's also the option then to pay councillors for any financial loss they incur by undertaking council duties. The amount has increased slightly, it's just over £63 for half a day and £126 for a full day. It's been the policy of the council to pay that in the past. Although I don't recall making any payments for the last however many years, too many years.
Is that separate from something like if you had a big train ride to get there and a big train there, or it's
It's separate to childcare though, isn't it? That's
I guess.
Okay, I mean, I don't know of anyone who's ever claimed against this, but again, to be a flexible council, we've got a
In principle, we should keep.
principle, yeah.
for that, so.
Yes. Okay.
Right.
Yeah, all those in favour? Thank you.
Okay, the next one is a mandatory payment, contributions towards care costs and personal assistance. It's outlined there exactly what it covers, and if anybody claims it must be paid, so there isn't a decision to be made by council on that one.
Okay.
Civic head and deputy civic head. It provides for a payment of £1,500 to the chair.
You've missed 2 zeros off that figure.
£500 to the vice chair. It's been the policy of the council to make both those payments over the years. So council's asked to confirm whether that option is to be taken up again this year.
Yeah.
All those in favour?
Attendance allowance. This is something that the IRPW brought in years ago as an option. There's the option to pay up to £30 for attending council meetings, approved duties, and it's something that the council hasn't taken up in the past. And it's something that's not payable if you're receiving financial loss compensation for the same event. As I said, in the last 2 years, I think it is the council has decided not to pursue this option. If you did want to pursue the option, then we'd have to put together, well, I'd have to put together a scheme which would have to go to council to be approved on what will be paid, how it will be paid, how it will be claimed.
Okay.
So is it something you want to pursue this year or not?
Well, personally, I don't think. I think we keep track of our attendance, and at every AGM, the attendance is there, and it should go online. I think it does. So I think that's enough for me.
Yeah, I don't think we should be paid.
No, I
Signed
don't.
up to do, isn't it?
Yeah.
What do you think?
I don't think Paul can advise really. So I mean, the attendance allowance is something that we haven't done before. Personally, I don't want to bring it in, but if anyone does, then okay. So if everyone doesn't seem like there's much of an appetite to bring that in, so all those in favour of keeping it the same? Thank you.
Okay, that's all the decisions that need to be made. Now this policy has been approved, I'll write to all councillors in the next week or so with what needs to be done. Because the one thing that does need to be done is I need to do is to get councillors to confirm that they aren't claiming the tax allowance. If you are claiming it in another source of income, then you get it tax free. But if you are claiming it in another source of income, then you will be taxed on it.
Okay.
So I'll do that shortly.
Okay, thank you, Paul. Moving on to item number 10, which is the committee recommendations. So you got those in your pack. Number 1, which is Mumbles Traders grant application for £1,595 to contribute towards the annual classic car show. Recommended the application of £1,595 to contribute towards the annual car show. This is obviously has been, so this is a retrospective, grant application approval? Okay, does anyone wanna?
Just brought this. I think we should have made decisions like this a long time ago. We might have got better adherence to our grant policy. if we had taken that step.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thanks, Sarah.
Yeah.
Okay, why has, is it, you're saying it should have been brought before us sooner?
It didn't come in till after the event,
Well, that's the stuff is too late.
you know, so it
Oh,
obviously.
sorry, I misunderstood what you're saying. You're saying we shouldn't pay it.
I'm saying we should follow the recommendation, which is that it should be
It should be
declined.
declined.
Yes.
So no, we should not.
I wasn't in the last meeting.
dealt with this last.
Yeah, I thought that.
No.
We dealt with
Budget and Finance.
Finance committee.
Okay. So the finance committee has recommended.
Sorry.
Okay, does anyone wanna,
Do we have invoices to prove what expected is coming after the election?
yeah, let's ask Rob for an update.
Yeah.
Give us a little overview, sorry, Rob.
Basically, I mean, they came in late,
Yeah,
so we're not supposed to be doing retrospective grants, whatever. But also the clerk wasn't satisfied with the statements, the financial statements that came in, both these applications. And I'm not going to go into more detail than that now. That's for the clerk to go into if she wants to. But yeah, so it was decided that we wouldn't submit it.
Okay.
okay, so if there's any other recommendations, all
The
those.
recommendation is that we don't pay.
Yeah.
Okay, yes.
Okay, all those in favour of not paying the grant application? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Counted on that on the screen as well.
Sorry, I didn't know.
There's two up there as well.
Well, sorry. Thank you. All those against, so in favour of playing the grant? 1, 2, 3, 3, 4, and I will abstain on that one. Okay, so right, that's moved. That's not made. Number 2, Mumbles Traders grant application, grant £3,200, contribute to the annual Food and Drink Festival. Rob, do you want to give us a background of that as a chair?
The same reasons as the last one. It was late coming in, and also the clerk wasn't satisfied with the financial documents that accompanied it,
And the event was cancelled.
and it was cancelled. But there was a recommendation from about the marquee. That's right, sorry. So basically, one of the things Paul put in that grant, or Mumbles Traders put in that grant, was their ruined marquee. So what we decided in the finance committee that we'd ask the RFO to source 3 suitable marquees of the same size, and we would buy one which Mumbles Traders can house and use whenever they want, and also other community groups, any other community group, local can use as well.
And the community council.
And well, we are a community group.
Yes.
Okay, just being from an event background, you just have to be careful with the sort of liability when it comes to, giving and letting people borrow equipment.
We borrow it at the moment from
We borrow from him.
him.
So he's liable.
Right,
He
maybe, yeah.
borrows it from us. We are liable for the maintenance, upkeep and everything of that. So something to put into a risk assessment if we decide to do it, and something that will have to, someone might have to check it annually or something, along those lines. But I'm sure these things are all to be worked around, but just something to be aware of. Okay.
Jane.
Sorry, yes.
Sorry, just something to consider on this before we vote. I had a voice note from Paul earlier, and it sounds like that he's expecting the marquee to be up for him for the events. So would we be able to do that?
No. No, the agreement would be he housed it and puts it up if he wants it. If he doesn't want it, it's fine. He doesn't get it.
Yeah.
He has to find some money from elsewhere to buy it.
I would only support this on the basis of having a really robust policy of use agreement. So I think there would be real benefit to having it available for family fun days, for example, where there's a bit of budgeting. So if we had it scheduled and then somebody else came along with an event that he wants to have it up for like the next day, I'd want to make sure that we're really tight on the fact that it's ours and we would have to use.
But that's a good point. Then can we put that on the culture agenda, or as long as these guys are happy putting it on there, the culture agenda for the next?
Why?
Yeah, that's the thing.
If the agreement is that he'll house it, he needs to release it to us when he wants to use it.
Just be a sort of amended recommendation to go to full council that these things are written in.
Yeah, but the sort of policy that we'd have for recommending who gets priority use and who can use it would have to be done by the culture committee, I guess, right?
No. Why?
Well, who else would do it?
Well, full council, we're here.
But we're not going to go through the detail on.
Oh, right, so to do the actual policy of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would certainly recommend that a policy is put together to come back to full council
But they
next
can
month.
do the main.
Yeah, they could do
detail on
that
that.
policy and bring it back.
All the fun stuff.
Yeah.
Okay, so Helen, do you wanna,
Yes,
sorry,
I
I missed you there.
Oh,
Do we mean a gazebo or do we mean
No.
white trash?
It's actually all getting into shape with the storms.
yes.
It was his event, yes.
Placing his marquee.
I think we have borrowed his and paid for in the
Yeah.
past, save us arguing.
Yeah.
There needs to be something in place, yeah.
And he asks us for grants towards every event
Yes.
going, and if we can say, well, do you know what, actually grant funding is tight, but we've got a marquee that means that you've got one cost
One
less.
cost less.
Yeah, come on.
Yeah, thanks, Chair. I'm not altogether too sure about having the MCC having their own marquee. If nothing else, where is it going to be stored?
Wherever Paul Whittaker currently.
Has he brought that forward, or has he brought that forward?
He must have had somewhere where he stored the previous one.
It was his and this won't be his.
The agreement is we only purchase it on the understanding that he will provide storage for it. If he chooses not,
Yeah.
we don't buy it. Simple as that.
We actually purchased one, have we?
Not all the time.
Yeah,
Anyway, thanks, but if I can just finish, that's one, that's where we're going to store it. And we don't have any room here. If nothing else, if Mr. Whittaker turns around and says, oh, well, I'm not going to, I haven't got the facility any longer to look after this. So I think some thought ought to be given to that. And what is the cost of this marquee?
Purely to just,
Isn't it?
2019.
It's the cost that Paul Whittaker gave in his application. He's amended.
He sent a link to the exact marquee that was destroyed.
Okay, we have got the shed at the back here that could potentially have.
Got room for aisles or anything. There's only got shed over there.
Okay, guys, thank you. Lord.
Yeah, I'm similar concern. I mean, I wouldn't, if we write it and he's storing it, what's to say he's not lending it to other people or using it?
Charging it,
Yeah, and we don't know about it, like, yeah, could be charging,
So,
then it might not be in good condition or available when we want to use it. And like you said about the liability, I don't know, it feels a bit, if we own it, we should kind of.
Something with MCC, the one big goes.
the other thing I'd say is, you know, someone's packing the marquee away and then you've got to put it up and a pole's missing, whose fault's that? So, yeah, it's probably, I mean, I've kind of going around in circles here, so we kind of, I think this basically needs a bit more of a detailed thought, guys. So do you want to take it to culture and have a think about storage liability and bring it back. Is that okay?
The only reason we agreed was that we thought, well, all right, he's as his marquee wrecked. It is quite handy to have. But
Yeah.
we're not committed in any shape or form to providing him with a marquee. It just seemed.
Yeah.
But if other people are happy, I have no problem at all with it. No.
Okay, well, if you don't mind putting that on the agenda for culture as well, it's storage liability, insurance, all that. So I think everyone's got a good point there. Okay, so recommendation is that the MCC purchase the best value following research by the RFO. So at the moment, we're going to push this on to the next meeting of council. So as long as everyone's in favour of that,
Yeah.
I can defer that one. Okay, number 3, Story of Mumbles application, grant application for £1,102 to contribute towards the resurrection of the winter folklore tradition of the Mary Lloyd in Mumbles. Does everyone know what that is?
Yeah.
Yeah. The horse's head. It's a very old tradition that seems to have gone away about 30 or 40 years ago, I guess.
We had it more recently than that with Brian Davids.
You know, I'll do our Rob. Sorry, Rob, go on.
Yeah. So I mean, look, we support it. It's the horse's head. It's kept in the Gower Heritage Museum, and if we to revive that, make a big thing of it up the castle. I suppose it's like the an equivalent of the wassail logs and stuff like that in Devon and Dorset and stuff like that. So it's something that could be really nice. A couple of carols, mince pies, mulled wine up the castle.
Yeah. I again, it's a traditional thing for the area, and I think
it's part of our heritage.
It is, and it's important to keep those things alive. So, reading the room, all those in favour? Okay, thanks, that's approved. Swansea Sea Cadets grant application 3,000 to contribute towards classroom modernisation. Does someone want to speak on this?
Well, yeah, I mean, the office, we all thought it was a really good thing to support, but unfortunately the office is in SA1 and there are people from this area who are signed up to the Sea Cadets, but not everybody who does the Sea Cadets is from this area. So we thought the best way around it was to offer them something towards it, but not all of what they asked.
Okay. Does anyone want to come in? Any comments?
I just thought it was brilliant that they got kids out to school, not a computer.
Yeah. I mean, I know a few Sea Cadets and Army Cadets. Obviously, Francesca's heavily involved with the RAF cadets, and they all do a great job, and it's a huge amount of volunteer time. And you know, we do need people in the forces, obviously.
I was in the Sea Cadets building in Fishguard today. Oh, interestingly, randomly.
Rebecca.
Yeah, I'm really supportive of this council supporting youth activity in particular. I would just point out that 8 out of 56 is a 7th, and we're offering them a third of the cost, which I think is a very generous application, grant, if that's what we make. So I was just wondering, like, you know, are they intending to do, or could they be intending to do any recruitment to, you know, to young people of the Mumbles area?
They say they're going to.
Just to make sure that, you know, we keep up our representation if we're going to give them such a grant.
I mean, we could ask them to maybe have a stand at the raft race and maybe come down and see about that. I mean, application. We could.
Any conditions that you want.
Yeah, we could put those things in requests that they have a presence at those things for recruitment.
I just think it's a lot of money and it's not in our patch.
Okay.
Like it should be spent.
Yeah. There's no other comments on that. The recommendation is to approve £1,000 for modernisation of that classroom. I'm gonna no more comments. All those in favour of the £1,000? I'll just count these. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I think I count that right. 11 online. I think I counted that right. Yeah, okay. And all those against? 1, 2, It's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 against, and any,
Slippery slopesy, isn't it?
I know.
and any abstentions? No, okay, so that's passed, thank you. Culture Committee, communication, right, Christmas lights. Prior to the meeting, a detailed quote has been provided by Philips Services Limited for the hire lights for MCC. Cost to expand the region £19,000. Recommendation: the full council approve expenditure of £19,000 for hiring and installation of the Christmas lights. Comments? Yeah, I know. I remember when we just got elected back in 17, the amount of time we put on this, trying to find someone cheaper was, I mean, it hasn't been done for a long time, but it was a lot of work back then. Paul, how does that compare with previous years?
It is more, slightly, but it is within the budget that we have available for Christmas lights.
Okay.
I just had one related comment. If you remember at the last council, I queried why we pay Empower £64 a month for West Cross Christmas tree. Paul has explained that that is a monthly standing charge to do nothing. And my suggestion would be, as part of this, we look at different electrical suppliers to find one that does not charge. Well, in fact, it's gone up this month to £68, a standing charge, when we are using no electricity apart from 1 month a year.
Okay, so that's a separate thing, which I'm sure Paul will more than happy to take that up.
Because it's just part of
Yes.
the cost overall.
Okay.
Could be, I mean, because that is a cost that presumably is also having to be paid out of this budget.
Yeah.
So,
you know, if we can bring that down, it all helps.
Yeah, definitely, yeah. And I'm sure Paul will, you know,
I will.
have a look into that. Okay, so is there any further comments, or shall I move to a vote on this? Okay, all those in favour of the 19,000 for the Christmas lights? The very depressing that Christmas lights from it. It is a lot of money, and if someone does have the inclination to jump in and research it, then put that forward to the clerk. I'm sure he'd be more than appreciated. Right.
Is it possible to ask a question of the Chair of Culture at this stage? Because there isn't anywhere on the agenda to ask.
Did I just realise that? I didn't the reports of like the committee chairs on the agenda.
Yeah, I don't see a problem.
Culture can also do it here as well.
We can do it at this point. You mean at the start of your selection, I suppose. Yeah, we'll do it after this point. Then it's Carrie. Do you want to ask a question then?
Yeah, I just we paid a lot of money, and presumably we still do pay someone to maintain all those lights along Mumbles Road, which are now redundant and are not working. Are they going to be removed? Are we still paying someone to non-maintain them?
The festoon, you mean?
Yeah, because now the City Council have put lovely new stuff right the way along, and the old ones, which we paid for, are, I don't know if some of them are working, but most of them aren't.
No, I think most of them aren't working, but I can check for you on that. And I think
there's a point in them working. We don't need two lights.
We don't pay anybody to maintain them, but we do have a £1,000 budget within culture for maintenance.
So that could be saved, used for something else.
Yeah, so I think I would say we probably use that £1,000 this year to take down any that are left, and then that money.
If they are still working, perhaps we could use them on Newton Road.
Yeah, Newton Road's a difficult one because of the lamp posts.
It's very difficult.
Yeah, it's not.
You have to put it on the buildings, so that's we don't get.
Could we put while the team are putting up the Christmas lights? Could we get a quote for them to take the other? Because that's the sort of thing that
storms.
Ange, do you want to come in and talk about anything you wanted to talk about at that opportunity? Then, did you want to say something on culture?
Yeah, there was two things. One was the Baby Loss Awareness Week supporting the Light Outside. So that was a couple that had come forward. They wished to remain anonymous, but they'd suggested an idea to do something for that. So I'm pleased that we've actually made that happen.
What we thought,
yes, it's a big day for the Way of Light, but it's been happening for weeks. So basically the Austrian Wall should be lit at pink side.
But some of that bit.
Yes. So to raise awareness basically for Baby Loss Awareness Week, so that's good. Then the other thing was,
Is it the Christmas thing?
yeah, it was about Christmas.
Oh, Christmas party.
Switch on. Newsletter, yeah, working on the newsletter. Thank you to Phil. I know Helen's going to give me an update. So if anyone's got anything else to add to the newsletter, because I'm doing that because Claire's not here. Thank you. And then it was one of the, Underhill Hub, tea and toast and toys. Not tea.
Tea, toast and toys.
Toast. Bringing it on a Thursday. You do have to pay for your own tea, you do have to pay for your own coffee, but we're supplying the toast. For the mums or the kids, for childminders, they just go buy their own coffee. But Nat has agreed to open it between 9 and 12 on a Thursday, starting a week on Thursday. There's one playpen that's been ordered. If that's the right size, we can order another one. Some toys put in there as well. So if you could spread the word, a week on Thursday, 9 till 12, there will be toys, there will be toast, and hopefully.
Can I just ask you a question? Because obviously that's not in the opening hours, so Nat's agreed to open outside of hours.
She said so. She doesn't drive.
Okay, there's not.
And he said after 2 months, it's not busy.
And also, if it requires staff, then it's obviously different. But if that's them, just have it's fine. Okay, great. Okay, moving on.
So, the question. The website, it doesn't look like anybody's done anything to it for months. It's still got very old news on it. And obviously we have a new councillor we've had for 2 months now and they're not on the website.
Okay.
So maybe somebody could give SA1 a kick.
Yeah, I have spoke to SA1 twice this week already, so yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, poster for tea and toast one. So
yeah, I have actually Paul. Oh, we asked him. He was going to give it to Paul yesterday, but they rang Paul today, he still hadn't had it. And still on that poster.
Okay, there's a couple of action points there for Ian and Paul to have a look at. Rebecca?
The date is for the Christmas period.
Yeah.
Well, another conversation. So Paul's asked the council for the last Thursday in November to close the road. So I did leave a post note for him earlier, is because it's going to go through finance next week. His application for funding for that, and is him putting on that event dependent on that funding, because if he, otherwise we need to have a backup plan basically, and what's going to happen off the back of that. So I don't want there to be no Christmas function on in Mumbles. We do have some budget there that we could step in and do something.
So it'll be the 27th of November.
Yeah.
Okay, moving on to item number 2 in this agenda. Recommended that Mumbles Fest is held on the 6th of June 2026. Could you give us the reason for that? Or
Keep it the same as last year. Well, the same Saturday, first Saturday in June, to keep consistency. So
okay, is everyone okay with that? If so, all those in favour? Yeah, thank you. Okay, so Community and Social Committee, do you want to talk on any points beforehand? Because there's.
I would just highlight the fact that we're having a meeting tomorrow evening. So there will be an update at the meeting of what's happened since the last meeting. One of which was the community engagement meeting. But I'm sorry to report, I was the only one that was there at it. Everyone had been invited. I was there with Paul Evans, community safety officer. And I have to report that the graffiti there is it's shocking. It's absolutely disgraceful. If there's something there that doesn't move, it's got graffiti on it. I know Phil called them tags, but it's still graffiti. You know, there's a picnic table and chairs. It's just covered in it. You know, the concrete posts. You know, it's shocking. Anyway, why hasn't it been removed?
There's all conversations about that, wasn't there?
Well, for some reason, it ended up with the Environmental Committee, and Robert Nando was looking at it, and then it came back to CSD.
It wasn't quite how it was, but
Well, you can have your opportunity to say how it was, but I'm just saying how it came to me. It came to me from you, from Robert Hernando in a rather roundabout way, which has, been a bit of a waste of time. Paul Evans was going to speak with the City and County of Swansea graffiti team to see if they can do something about it. There's already been an agreement that I think it was £1,900 has been set aside to go towards this removal of the graffiti. But I'd remind councillors that there is a policy with MCC that we will not tolerate graffiti. There are some people, yes, and that came about at the beginning of the skate park. And so, excuse me, I'm talking if you don't.
Sorry, I'm just clarifying where the policy.
All right.
Well, I've already told you, it's a policy on MCC. Now, if you're not familiar with it, there's a way that you can go about it to establish that. I'm just giving you the position. If you turned up at the meeting on the 27th, you could have formed part of the community engagement.
Okay, come on in, Ian. Let's
But anyway,
stick on topic.
the topic is the graffiti. Measures are being taken by Paul Evans to look into it. The community safety officer for City and County of Swansea, Kerry's been looking into it to get a viable costing and price of it. So
areas like the outside, when you're coming down from town and you see the big curve, that isn't people actually don't skate on that, so that's not in danger. That could be wiped off. Tables could be wiped off. It's only where people have what substance is you can the rest wiped it off.
Sorry, I panicked.
anyway, that'll be discussed tomorrow night.
Okay, Sarah.
I'm just wondering, is what he's saying, Ian, environmental has now taken on the skate park, so it's not.
Well, that's where it came from environment to community and social, and I queried it at the time.
I will explain.
Carrie, do you want to come next?
Yes.
Helen after.
Robert Fernando has a very close relationship with Exist Skate. He's previously worked for them and now has gone back to working for them. That's why he left the job he was doing, because he wanted to go back and work for Exist. Exist is an indoor skate park. If we were interested, would speak to the people at Exist to look at arranging for a group to come down and clean the skate park. That's the only reason it was raised in environmental, because Rob Hernando mentioned it to me and I said, what a good idea. And I did say that at the time to you, and you said, well, why is he doing it? So
I'll just bring it to the clerk.
Well, has anything been done? Nothing has happened about that.
I've spoken to them.
PCSO this week has also said she really wants to get involved with this. She'd be really willing. She'd love to come down and help us get things done. So we do have people who are really keen to get things done down there.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, it's dreadful.
Sarah.
We've got Chris Dix, the new PSCSO for the area, is coming to the meeting.
I'm aware of all of that.
He's interested in getting on with it.
Yes.
So hopefully we will get something done.
Well, I hope so, and I hope it's done through the appropriate committee rather than just individuals going to.
Once it gets done,
Nothing has happened.
No, it's been months.
I don't want there to be the inference that this is something that's isolated to the skate park, because I've taken photos of the skate park and then I noticed the exact same scum word with this funny little font is on a number of ATM machines.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, so, because I've sent them on to other people like Chris Evans, so it's appearing, appearing in lots of different locations, that's my only thing, it's not a skate park thing, it's antisocial behaviour.
Might it be one person who's doing it?
Okay, right, Ian, yeah, come on.
A member of the public has written in to the clerk about the graffiti at the skate park, and in addition about those telecom boxes. And I think he's written it twice now.
Okay.
He's not very happy about it.
Okay, so the recommendation on here, obviously there's a recommendation just before it, but the recommendation is MCC provide £1,900 to pay for the removal of the graffiti for the skate park. I mean, in my opinion, if we pay and remove the graffiti, is it gonna just come back?
I think the idea of using the skaters themselves is to take ownership and encourage them to police it. And that's why using exist was suggested.
It hasn't
as
worked.
well, they haven't done it yet, have they? Because you haven't asked them.
Sorry, I've got my hand up
Yeah, so Carrie was still talking and you've only just put your hand up, so let's not make a big drama.
there. Sorry,
Okay,
I did put it up earlier, I'm sure.
okay, I didn't see. Go on then, Phil.
Sorry, Chair, I've lost my thread now. Move next business.
So, okay, so but basically what I'm understanding from this is that there is a plan by exist or potential.
It could be.
To exist to clear the So what, could I just ask someone, what has not happened that should have happened? Should someone have approached them? Should we have sent exist?
Yeah, Rob asked if he wanted us to.
Okay.
So I was just saying who else.
Well,
Yeah, sorry. Yeah, when the graffiti first appeared 3 months ago,
yeah.
There were discussions about people just going down with £12 bottles of Graffiti Go, which can be purchased from Screwfix, and actually just taking them off the vertical faces of the skate park, which would at least mean that the skate park appearance from the sides would look fine. So basically people driving past or whatever would be fine. That could also be used on the plastic benches, whatever. It is a cheap product, it is easy to use, and it could be used by an amateur.
Okay.
However, there didn't seem to be a will at that moment in time to get that done because of the more complicated issue of the coating on the surface of a skatable skate park, which has also sadly been graffitied as well. This has unfortunately rather delayed the process of having the whole thing removed because the contractors that would usually remove it cannot use the equipment that they would prefer to use on there due to this, the long-term skateability of the park. Themselves, the people who actually did the park, are unable to do that until such point as the surface needs to be resurfaced with the special coating that they have. So effectively, we're in the position now of either A, paying for a professional company to remove all the graffiti and continuing to do so on an ad hoc basis as and when needed, or we go along the lines of basically trying to use products on it to reduce and minimize the amount of graffiti on the entire park, and unfortunately just have to put up with the fact that the bowl and the skateboard services may not be maintained in the manner that we wish to see them maintained.
Okay, that makes sense to me.
Yeah.
That we leave these skateboard services and try to go down this route of cleaning them ourselves. Just before I go any further, does that sound acceptable to everyone or
a DIY option, is it?
The only thing is this was not proposed in the DIY. Chair, the only issue is it needs specific cleaning products. I think this has been one of the problems. If we do it ourselves, it could create problems.
But that is the stuff that you.
Yes, that's exactly what we should use.
Yeah, my proposal, if I can sum up, would to accept this on the basis that council understands that if we go down this route, we can use this company again and again and again, and it could cost £1,900 every time, plus interest every single time we use them to do the whole
No, yeah, sorry, Phil,
around
let me,
graffiti.
yeah, I think we've covered this. I think what, Ian's just brought up that we need a certain product, said that you know what that product is and you're happy to oversee and do that.
No. I've said that there are certain products that could be used on certain faces.
Yeah, we're talking about the upstand bits. We're not talking about the bowl now. That's what I said at the start, right? So what I'm saying, if we dial back, is everyone happy moving forward with looking at this volunteer-led cleaning operation, which doesn't involve the surface? Is that a way forward that everyone can get on board with?
Yeah, I get bored with it.
You say to yourself, who is actually going to go down there and clean it? Because like you don't know that there's people from Exist who are willing to do it.
I think we give them a chance.
Yeah.
Give like, a month, maybe, a month and say, and bring this.
Months of it.
But, okay, I don't remember ever being brought to a head like this, though, to be fair. So I think like if we said like you've got a month to do this and we can reassess it afterwards and we can put a X amount towards volunteer products and PPE and stuff. Pam?
Do we have a set of money set aside in the budget for this?
There is a running cost, which does include an element for the rural graffiti, but it's £200 probably each year.
Which is enough to probably buy the.
Yes.
So that is covered.
It's not as meeting, you've got the police turning in everybody.
Yeah.
We'll sort it out then.
Yeah, just sorry.
The other thing that's worth mentioning, the PSPO, the Public Space Protection Order, that was being looked at following the incident with the young boy from Bishopston School.
Okay, I want to try and stay on the graffiti topic just now, just to get this covered up. Yeah, no, I'm sure that.
Skate park business.
Yeah. Okay, so what I'm suggesting then is that we give Exist and volunteers. Sorry, Cara, do you want to come in?
Just quickly, could we ask Ash to take a few hours to clean the stuff up?
I'm happy with that. It's probably the clerk's decision, but I'm sure you could coordinate that amongst the volunteers if he wants to lead the volunteers maybe or something.
Yeah.
Right, so if someone, I don't know who's taking this forward, but if someone wants to, if the clerk could maybe speak to Ash, we could contact Exist and copy in anyone who wants to be involved in the project. We bring this back to council next month and we suggest the volunteers clear just the upstands and not the skatable surface. And we'll see how that goes. We'll reassess it, bring it back after that. Is that okay with everyone?
Yeah.
Okay, all those in favour? Let's do that. Great. Okay, Environmental Committee held on the 23rd of September.
If I could just briefly say to people though, on the 24th of October, we have Mumbles Repair Cafe at Underhill Hub, 10 till 1. So bring all your broken bits, including fairy lights.
No way.
Yeah.
Cleanna's husband.
So, yeah, please do come along Underhill Hub, Friday the 24th between 10 and 1. They won't be able to fix electronics like phones and laptops because they haven't got the right people coming. But everything else, toasters, kettles, electrical goods, fairy lights, watches, whatever, 10 till.
One voice, there's lots of people talking all the time.
Yeah, that's it.
Just be sent out an email so that we've all got it.
Yeah. Sure. Guys, thank you.
Sorry, Chair, can I just ask? That, or just say, that was actually really physically painful for me, everybody shouting and talking at once. I know it was very fun, but I'm just beginning to get a bit of a headache, and if we could just keep it lowered down, that'd be really helpful for me.
Okay, great. So the next item on the agenda is, well, it was exclusive to the Best Public, but we've moved the Oystermouth Castle Woodland Park into the agenda, so we'll cover that now. So, right, where to start on this? So, Swansea Council are offering councillors grant opportunities at the moment for 70% match funding. I've put forward the Oystermouth Castle Woodland Paths. I know it's something Carrie's been working on for a long time, very keen to do. So we've got the opportunity to fund that via this scheme, which has been approved in principle. We just have to tie up the budgets. So the total cost, which I can see on my list here, is 55,000. Okay, so that it's a lot of money for paths. Absolutely no doubt about it. It's a lot of money. So Castle Woods, around Castle Woods, past the orchard, and
it includes the gate, doesn't it? Replacing the gate.
New gate off Mumbles Road as well to make it safe and accessible for people. And the sign. Yeah, they can fit through. Yeah. So it's a good scheme, and it's something that needs to be done. So the total budget's 55,000. We've got committed in the budget at the moment 14,000 from MCC.
Which, just to clarify, is 10,000 from environmental budget and 4,000 is from my saved up councillor allowances from the last 4 years, which I've been squirreling away.
Passionate about this.
Yep.
Yeah, so, and obviously the amount from Swansea Council matches the 35. 35, 45, 50. So we are £6,000 short. So myself, Angela and Francesca agreed to put £1,000 in each at a previous time. So that brings us to £3,000 short. And the rest is proposed to come from contingency. So is there any questions on the funding basis of that? And is everyone?
They just
where they're actually going, these paths.
Yeah. When you look at you're on the green to the castle, you've got Through the Woods on the left and Through the Woods on the right.
Yeah.
And the Through the Right goes all the way down to Newton Road.
Mumbles Road.
Sorry, Mumbles Road. Yeah, goes all the way down to Mumbles Road. There'd be a new gate put in there off the road, which is an accessible gate, and the surface would be redone all the way up. And then
what is the medium that you're using?
We can surf it as well.
Yeah,
we've got it.
Transparency, just we can leave that so you can all
What's the medium that you're using to walk on? What is it?
Hardcore compact. They will replace the boards and in some.
There's going to be some boardwalk areas.
Some boardwalk areas. They're also because there's some flooding on some bits. There's also a lot of rocks on one bit, so the proposal is to chip away those. All build up, hopefully chip away. So it'll make it all much more accessible all the way around as well.
And safer.
Much safer.
To the signs as well.
Yeah. So woodland trail sign as well. Recycled plastic, hopefully.
The brick works well.
Sorry, Phil.
Yeah, just a question on the finances here. You said the project cost is 55,000.
Yeah.
And the split is 70-30 or 35-65? 70-30. So with 14,000 in the budget, I make that 17,000 you need to provide the 30% funding.
No. No, it's 55,000 in total. 35,000 is coming from Swansea Council, leaving a shortfall of 20,000. We are making that up. We already have 14,000 committed from MCC, 3,000 committed from Mumbles city councillors. Therefore, there is a shortfall of 3,000.
So the actual cost has increased to do the paths over what was originally.
There is
reduced because
there is £5,000 of that is contingency. So it potentially we might get some of it back.
Okay, that's fine.
Rebecca?
As you know, I'm very supportive of this project. I just want to make sure we're getting the detail right. So I make 70% of 55,000, 38,500. But that's not what Swansea Council have agreed. They've agreed 35.
Yes.
Yeah.
Is that varying? You know, we could agree tonight up to make sure the project goes ahead.
Yeah, very good point. Yeah, I think that was
Yeah, that's why.
Sit way of mine.
We worked it out originally. We came up with the right amount. That explains why, because we were working on the 70%.
Yeah, so we will go back to them, like you say, and that'll average across the whole.
Yeah.
Okay, good point. Thanks, Rebecca. Paul, do you follow all that? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so all those in favour of that, sorry, Helen, sorry.
No, I was gonna say.
Oh, right, yeah, all those in favour of that funding, set up and mix for the Icemouth Path, thank you.
That's £8,000 from the contingency fund.
Yes, yes, up to, yeah. Okay, so, we're just gonna vote to move into closed session. The reason for this is obviously, just because we're discussing quotes, and obviously other, and personnel issues. So, all those in favour of moving into closed session? Thank you. Can we turn off the recording, Sylvia?
There's a member of the public
Oh, yeah.
needs to be able to leave. So you have to leave the building. Yes.
Oh, really?
So.
Oh my gosh, where is she? Oh, you Nick.
With her boyfriend.